Hey, welcome back to another episode from the Critics Collective. Today we're talking John Candy, a documentary that just recently came out on Amazon Prime with a running time of almost 2 hours. And before we go ahead and go into the highs and lows and go ahead and rate this, I like me, you should maybe like me, or check us out. Hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more. We appreciate it as always. Now we're talking John Candy, I Like Me. Again, it's on Amazon Prime. Now, this goes through his life. I think he was born 1950s and passed away 1994. I'm not going to say how because me being younger, I didn't know how his story played out towards the end. I remember him growing up in our household. It was the same household as watching either Bill Murray or Dan Aykroyd or Bill Cosby or Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. Like comedy was big in our household. And so I knew him as one of the funny guys. My dad used to just literally laugh out loud, roll on the floor type of thing. Let's go into my lows. My lows for this was nothing. Nothing. I don't even want to say what I'm thinking in my head because I feel like that would be reaching. There's no lows to this. I'll go into all the things that are really good. The direction of this was so good. I had to look and say it didn't feel like a documentary. It felt like a movie, right? And I'm like, why does it feel like a movie? And I go and check, and it's Colin Hanks, the son of Tom Hanks. And I'm like, it makes sense. An actor slash director, maybe producer, writer in its own right, respectfully, has a different lens that he's looking through, and it played out like a story. Even the inserts they would use, they use some stuff with Dan Aykroyd and John Candy on a skit that they're working on, and one of the phrases was, "How do you want the documentary to go?" And he's like, "I want it to be this, and I want it to be on. I want the people to know this," but he's unknowingly telling us the intro to his own documentary. It also went into some moments that were just tough to watch. Nothing where you really needed a trigger warning, just it's tough to watch someone who was so candid, no pun intended, candid about his feelings during interviews and one-on-one sit downs where he was having certain doubts and fears. He's one of the funniest guys. He's making this money. He was on Splash and Cool Runnings and so many movies that we know him from, but he felt like he wasn't good enough. And some of the stuff that he dealt with his family, the history with his father, and the overthinking. And for me, for someone who was a big overthinker, like it was it was nerve-wracking to watch it because I was like, I know what I'm thinking. I can only imagine what he's thinking under these circumstances. And so many people were a part of this process. And what I mean by that is sometimes you'll get the same three or four talking heads as they go through a documentary. There were so many people. It was his family that was a part of it. It was celebrities that you've known and loved from when he started in a career, or they might have worked with him for a little bit. They put the facts together. They gave you his full life um, in order. It didn't feel like it was messed up and like moved around just to try to trigger some moments. It was fluid and it was smooth. And I think it's a documentary that a lot of people are going to enjoy, even if you don't know who John Candy is, because it was just portrayed in such a way. It made me think about Saturday Night Live and Mad TV. And what I mean by that, and Living Color is another one. I can't remember what the group was because I'm just drawing a blank, but it was something with an S or something, and it was John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, um, uh, Lydia's mom from Beetlejuice or something. Like it was all these stars that came together and they were doing these improv stuff, and they ended up getting their own television show, and they didn't have to worry about any um like pushback for ads, and it was so organic and it was hilarious. I still have gone back and watched some of those skits and they're still just as funny. And watching how they did that so successfully, and a lot of people don't even know that was there. You just kind of think of Saturday Night Live, and then again you got Mad TV that challenged Saturday Night Live and it was doing things. You have In Living Color that 100% was challenging what a lot of people are doing for comedic um, views and creation. Like, just a sidebar, the NFL Super Bowl, right? The NFL Super Bowl halftime show is all because of In Living Color, because they used to have the band out for the NFL, just segue. And that was boring. I mean, to a lot of people, they felt it was boring. And then Living Color said, "Hey, look, we're going to do our own show. special for the halftime show. Come check us out. We've been out here doing comedy. Come check us out on Fox, because Fox, Married with Children, Simpsons, they were all doing their own kind of rated R's as far as television went at the time. And they had more viewers than the Super Bowl halftime show. And the NFL's checkmate to that or anyone else was to go get Michael Jackson. That's how we got Michael Jackson at the Super Bowl. And that's how you now have the big Super Bowl acts and spectacles and ads that you had that happened afterwards because of comedy. And so I say that to say this, John Candy's work was really, really good. And I think you should check it out. I think you should check out some of the movies he's done. I know it went a little long rated after the rating, but like I said before, I think it was a really good documentary. Seemed like a really good guy all around, and an unfortunate, tragic end that honestly I believe could have been avoided. But you check it out. You let me know your favorite John Candy movie in the comments. Until next time, kalika allow.